Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, welcome back, welcome if you are new. My name is Brittany and in today's video I'm going to flip for you my February 2024 art challenge journal. This is just a pamphlet style journal that I made, and there's another video on this channel where I make these with you guys if you're interested in making one. And it's a good way to use up like scrap papers that you have laying around, and little beads and extra string and whatnot. But for the month of February 2024, I chose the Februllage Art Challenge, which was basically doing some type of collage every day for the month of February. And I have the little prompt list and the start here. So that's what I'll be following to share it with you. I didn't print this out ahead of time, so I might have to flip back and forth, but bear with me. So for the first day of February and the Februllage challenge, I decided to use those watercolor bubbles that I demonstrated making on my channel previously in another video. And I cut them out of the watercolor paper, or actually I think these are mixed media paper. Yeah, mixed media paper. And then I put them on a Monet piece of paper. This is from a paper book with Monet wrapping paper in it. So number one was bubbles. Day two was postcard. And I have a postcard stamp, rubber stamp. Let me see if I can grab it real quick. It's just right here. There you go. So I inked it up and I stamped it, and then I put Februllage because that was the name of the art challenge, Instagram because that's where I discovered it in the prompt list, art challenge, and then the year. And then I just put one of those stamp stickers that I like so much. Day number three, the prompt was escape. This is some more wrapping paper that you can buy in a book, and this one is butterfly themed. So I took some more scrap paper and I just kind of folded it a little bit and bent it up to make it look like a chrysalis that had been broken out of. And then for one of the moths or butterflies that was already on the paper, I just drew with a Sakura micro pen and made it look like that one was escaping out of it. For prompt number four, the prompt was warmth. And I was working with some fabric. I had made like a little, excuse the traffic please. I had made like a little curtain for my cats, and this was the fabric that I used. So this was some leftover, and I just cut it into a sweater. And then this is just some ribbon that I put down for some trim. For day number five, the prompt is encounter. And I had this scrapbook paper with this rose theme for this day for the prompt. And I just thought, well, it's already kind of romantic. It's February, so why don't we do a line sketch? And that's what I did. It is a man and a woman embracing. For February 6th, the prompt is treasure. This is just some craft paper fashioned into an envelope. I did some decorations with some sticky club stickers, and then I had some leftover watercolor paper. So I had recently done an artist traders card or trading card swap, and the person used this stamp here to mail it to me, which I love because it is a hot air balloon. If you know, you know. And then they put this wonderful quote in there and this beautiful watercolor little star. So I took some of the bits and bobs that they sent with the artist trading card, and I made kind of like my own little artist trading card from it. And then I put it in the little envelope that's supposed to be like a treasure chest. So you just pull that out. That's an interactive one. For February 7th, The prompt was popcorn. And I don't know about you, but around the holidays, I like to decorate for Christmas using popcorn and cranberries on the Christmas tree. I think that it adds a very warm and cozy feeling to the tree, and it's something fun that you can do. So I wanted to create that, and I just used some scrap paper and some markers, and then I used some super glue to put down this cord, and then I just glued over the cord the little pieces of popcorn that I cut out and colored. The little red cranberries are actually the leftovers from a hole punch, so I just took some red paper and hole punched it. And then I thought that this little tag, this is leftover from the paper that I cut the popcorn out of. I thought that that kind of looked like the bins that you get popcorn in, so I just put that there, just really to fill up some space. Prompt number 8 was ladder, and I went through all my stickers and I couldn't really find anything that I thought would work. I went through my magazine clippings and I wasn't happy with it, but I really wanted to do something with this floral scrap paper that I had. Excuse me. So I found a free clip art of a lady on a ladder, and then I just put some gardening shears in her hand with a sticker I had to make it look like she's trimming up this plant. For prompt 9, it's wrong way. So I really couldn't think of anything for that. So I just did a road sign, and I used a white gel pen to put the dash on it. And this is just some red glossy magazine paper. Prompt number 10 was tangle. And again, I was working with some of my books and closures, and I had some leftover cord. And this is some fancy ribbon that I just messily rolled up into a ball, and I thought, oh, well, that kind of is representative of a bird's nest. So I went through my stickers and found a bird, and I just put it on there. I added a feather, little leaf, and it's supposed to be representative of a tangled bird's nest. Prompt 11, and I'm curious if any of you guys will get this. The prompt was toxic, and again, I wasn't sure what to do. This challenge really made me think outside the box, because a lot of the prompts were not common ones or things that you would typically like associate with, you know, stickers or scrapbooking papers or magazine clippings. So I really had to, you know, be creative. And so what I did for toxic was I did poison ivy was my inspiration from the movie Batman. And to remind myself of that, I put a little bat sticker and a little robin sticker up there. But I believe that character was played by Uma Thurman. I think that's how you say her name. But I always loved her part. So I just put some like chemicals there, little chemistry bottles, and then a bunch of flowers and ivy. Prompt 12 for day 12 was remember. And again, I was like, what? I don't know what to do. So I took some scrap paper and I just drew a little hand and cut it out. And then I had some leftover string, so I put a little bow on it. That was a really popular thing when I was growing up. If you needed to remember something, you would tie a little ribbon around your finger. Day 13 was wolf, and I really drew a blank on this. I thought initially about drawing a wolf, but then a magazine had come in the mail, and I was flipping through it, and this little stuffed animal wolf was there. So I clipped him out, and then I made this little tree again out of scrap paper to kind of fill up some negative space. Prompt number 14 for day 14 was dream. I really had fun with this one. I loved this little line paper that I had. This was the back of a double-sided scrapbook paper, and I thought that that was like a really good blank canvas for a dream. Just because it reminded me of like the static that you used to have on your television after like 9 p.m. If you're younger, you probably don't know about that, but back in the day, at a certain time of the evening, the broadcast would go off and you would have static left on your television. There would be no ongoing network or coverage. So that kind of reminded me of that and like a blank canvas. So I just found this woman who was focusing on knitting, and I cut her head out, and then I cut out the sun and the moon and some stars, and then I have some art imagery from a magazine that I put on there. And I just decided for the month of February, why not make it where she's dreaming about love? So this had come in one of my pen pal letters, some confetti for Valentine's Day. It's on Valentine's Day, and it made sense to me. For prompt number 15, the prompt was play. And again, I just had some of that scrap paper, and I decided to make Scrabble tiles out of it. And because I was working on books, I put the word book. And then because I was going to flip this in a vlog, I put vlog. So that kind of worked out. And then also it's on a scrap piece of scrapbook paper that has words from Jane Austen. So it was super fitting. Day 16, the prompt was sculpture. I took this little statue-esque type illustration from a magazine, and then I just pasted a little kind of like a stand up for it, like a little bracket to hold it up, so that when you have it setting, this will actually pop up. I mean, you have to help it a little bit, but it will stand on its own. So I thought, well, that's kind of like a dual meaning. It's an image of a statue, and then it actually stands up. And then for day 17, the prompt was cardboard. I order stamps for all of my pen pals from the post office app. And when they mail the stamps to me, they put these little chipboards in to keep the stamps from curling or bending. So I have a bunch of those, and they're really good for like small projects. And what I did was I just cut some out. I used my little corner punch, and then I had a red Sakura Pigma Archival Ink pen that I drew the Ace of Hearts and the Ace of Diamonds on. So it's a card out of cardboard. I thought that was clever. For day 18, I had so much fun with this because, as luck would have it, around this time in my Photoshop class, we were learning about layers and layer masks and using like the cloning tool. And I just had a lot of fun creating this image. We were learning how to make like a fake magazine cover, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is so appropriate because I've been using magazines and like mailer flyers and whatnot to create all of this stuff to like cut images out of. So I was like, I'm gonna make a magazine cover. So this isn't the cover that I did in my class, but the images are partially what we used in class. So they're free images. You can, do whatever. And so I just made it look like a magazine. I have a Tory here. I have a cultural digest for the title. I put, spring 2024, this little barcode with the pricing I added. I added in all these little subtitles and story titles. Volume 4, issue 17. I just came up with those numbers. And then what I did was, to make it interesting, was we learned how to take an image that's in color, turn it into grayscale, and then select one color within the photo to make that color pop. And what I did was I had this picture of a hairy Q, or a Highland cow, from a zoo that we visited last year, and it was a drive-through zoo, so that's why the legs of the cow are kind of cut off, because we were in our vehicle when I took the photo. And so this was the photo that I edited for the class, and everything else I grayscaled out, and then the cow, I had it pop. And so I just put that with a layer over top of the Tory to make it kind of like a fun title, A Highland Cow Visits Tory. And that's supposed to be representative of fake. So I had a lot of fun with that one. And then for day 19, the prompt was shadow. And everybody has been talking about, like here locally in Ohio, the upcoming eclipse that's happening in April, because like the majority of the western part of Ohio, you're going to be in the exact trajectory to witness or observe the eclipse. So I thought, well, I want to make something that's representative of that, because I want to remember, you know, all the hype about the eclipse, but then I also love celestial events. And like we ordered glasses and we're going to be out in our backyard watching, and it's going to be a good time. So for shadow, I had a moon stamp. Let me grab it real quick. It's right here as well. And I inked it with 2 different inks. So part of it is with a gray, representative of the shadow, and the other part is like a light blue. So that's what I did for that. Day 20 is mythical. And again, I wanted to use up stickers. I know that's not like typically collage material, but I was trying to use up some of the resources that I have. So these were some unicorn stickers that I had. They're from all over. This one is from LitJoy. These 2 are from Sticky Club. This one was given to me by a pen pal. And then this one I got at a local store. It's one of those rub-on transfer stickers. So that was from Mythical. For February 21st, the prompt was river. And again, I wanted to use up some stickers. And I took this clipping all from the same magazine, and you would never guess what magazine it's from because it was out of my Tea Time magazine. And you're probably thinking, how did that magazine have, you know, water, a boat, the sky? It's not typically things that you would associate with it. But these were from ads that were in it. So like these 2 pieces was from a cruise ad, like if you wanted to take a cruise. The sky is from another ad that was like a vacationing ad. And then this one down here that's supposed to be like a pondish type look was from an ad that was actually focusing on a bridge, like if you wanted to go for a tourist attraction. So so these are all different ads. You'd never believe it. And then I took some scrap paper, crumbled this up. This is mixed media paper. This is that signature paper I was using for a book. With some leftover waxed linen thread, I put a stitch so that it looks like the sail of the little boat here. And then I added some rub-on stickers to give it some life. For day 22, yes, the theme was crowd. And again, I wanted to use up my stickers, but I was inspired by this background of this scrap paper. It looked like a really busy repeating pattern, excuse me, of this like leafy ivy pattern. And I thought, well, it's already busy. Why not add like the same type of busyness, but with people? So that it would be representative crowd. So I really wanted it to look full and crowded. So I took some dancers, and this sticker is actually a drawing by James Luke Burke from his Sticker Collage Club. These ones were given to me by pen pals. This one is from is it the Antiquarian Sticker Anthology book? It's from that, and then these ones are from Sticky Club. So that was a great opportunity again to use up some of my stickers. And I thought that it kind of looked like they're all like getting ready for some type of a performance, a theater performance of some sort. So it kind of went well together. Day 23 was, the prompt was capitalism. And I had no idea what to put. I even tried to look up inspiration for this, and nothing was really speaking to me. So I went through my stickers, and I had like some treasure pirate type stickers. So I just put like a treasure trunk on there. And then I found this cute little pig, and I can't remember where this little pig was. I want to say it was from a Pioneer Woman magazine. But anyways, I thought that that was kind of representative of a piggy bank. So I put that on there, kind of like weighing down or keeping the trunk closed, because I felt like that's really representative of capitalism. So like they hog all the money, get it? Anyways, for day 24, the prompt was song. Excuse me. And I was working with some other collage projects at the time that I did this one. So I had some of this music paper, sheet music, ripped up already, and I decided to just go ahead and collage some of that on there. And then I took a Signo Uniball pen, gold gel pen, and I drew out the music staff with the treble clef. And I decided to put little birds on the lines, and it, like, if you've ever seen the artwork, and I can't remember the photographer who was recently recognized for it like a year or so ago in the news, but they took a photograph of birds sitting on electrical wires, and then somebody took the image and put music to it through like one of those electronic music programs, like with MIDI software or whatever. I can't remember what those are called, but I thought, well, that's really clever, and I was remembering that, so I used my stickers to kind of do something similar. And then I had this little one that says "Just the Two of Us," and those are lyrics from a song that I like, so I added that. Little lovebirds. Again, appropriate for February, Valentine's. For February 25th, the prompt was spill, and I was working on Collage Club that day with James Luke Burke. I was behind in printing the stickers. Like, I joined the club, and you could go in and access it anytime that you want. So I like didn't print off the last 4 months. And so I was getting caught up, and I had my binder out, and I was printing off the months that I hadn't done yet. And he does these backgrounds whenever he's playing with his watercolors and like doing swatches and just seeing how colors blend and things. And I thought that that would be great as like an ink, like a fountain pen ink spill. And then I have this little bottle also that he drew, and a sticker, and I put that down, and then I just did some calligraphy with a Uniball, or no, this is a Sakura Pigma archival pen. For February 26th, the prompt was favorite. Very luckily, I had this clipping that I had saved from, I believe it was Vogue magazine that I had received. And it is the manuscript for Breakfast at Tiffany's, my favorite film with Audrey Hepburn. And it was being put on display, I think this was like back in October of last year maybe. It was being put on display for some type of a art gala, or like it was being borrowed by a museum or something. I can't remember the exact details. And so they had this photo in there of the manuscript. And then I had this sticker that a pen friend had sent me because they know that I like Breakfast at Tiffany's, and I thought how appropriate. So I put those down. Excuse me. For February 27th, right? That's what we're on. Yep. The prompt was plaster, and I thought this was the perfect opportunity to experiment with my modeling paste. I had never done anything with it. I had the jar for, I'd say, 2 or 3 months, with good intentions, of course, and I just hadn't gotten around to working with it. I had bought it for another like art community club that I belong to, where they use this in some of Tim Holtz's stencils and a journal spread to give it a little bit of texture. And I thought, oh, I'd love to try that. So I picked some up, and this was the first time I actually used it. So to get this color, because it's like fresh out of the jar, it's like a gray color. Excuse me. Excuse me. To get that color, I took some magical pigments. I've used them here before. I can't remember what they're called, but they're pigment powders, and I just took the blue and mixed it in a little bit. And then I took one of these little palette knives and smoothed it over a Tim Holtz stencil. And what I wanted to do was I wanted to give the impression of the Chrysler Building in New York, because that's my favorite building in the world. So gorgeous. Very like Art Deco. Gorgeous. Anyways. So the stencil actually is this pattern all over. And so what I did was I was really careful, or I tried to be. You can see obviously where I messed up. But I tried to be really careful and keep it within these parts of the stencil so that it would give the look of the Chrysler Building. And then I just took that chrome mirror pin and did a little spike on the top. And then this is the Uniball Signo gold gel pen that I went in to kind of do like the corners of all the windows and glass. And then I just outlined it in my pink fountain pen ink to kind of make it look like it's glowing a little bit. February 28th, the prompt was curtains, and very luckily I had a artist magazine that was covering like old type of cathedral ceiling paintings and what have you, and this was in there. This is actually this woman's dress, but I cut it so that it looks like she is drawing the curtains, like she's closing them. So this is just pieces of the dress pasted over where her arm is to make it look like curtains. And then for the final day, Leap Day, February 29th, the prompt was extra for an extra day. And I just took some extra gum, and I took the wrapper from one of the pieces and just pasted that down because I thought that was extra. So there you have it. I also put the little long-lasting flavor on there. But yeah, that is my February 2024 art challenge, and it is the Februllage challenge. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that I made you laugh, or at least made you smile. Stay tuned for upcoming journal flips and other art challenges that I'm doing. And please like, subscribe, turn on your notifications, and share this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.